Peace, power, and prosperity, everybody out there. I want to welcome y'all back to the Mental Magic Podcast. And I'm your host, JT, aka Man. You know, it's great. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all my listeners, my subscribers, my fans. Y'all the ones that keep me motivated to keep going. So I just want to say thank you and I love you all. And my condolences to anybody that has lost anybody these last couple of weeks with these flights and just all the craziness in the world. So I just want to say thank y'all for continuing to hold your heads up and continue to give me y'all time. Because I know times are a little different, they're a little strange, and we're gonna make the best of it though. Yeah. Episode 9. Yeah. I love it. And y'all already know where to find me. Spotify, the Mental Magic Podcast. Take off the C and add the K on it in the Magic. YouTube, it's gonna be the same name. To all my new listeners, we happy to have you here. I love y'all. Chin up. We got this. But number 9. This one is going to be a little interesting. It's going to be a little different from what I have been usually doing because I feel like this was a download straight from source. And this isn't anything that I've heard anybody ever come up with, talk about, or even say out of their mouths, right? So this episode is going to be called The Snake Eyes. Yeah, interesting one. So, to all my spiritual people out there, if you notice, a lot of the ancient gods and goddesses were seen or depicted or left behind on statues or hieroglyphs of the snake being prevalent. You know, if you go look at the god Shiva, he literally has a snake coiled around his neck that kind of sits on the top of his head sometimes when it's stirred up. A lot of the ancient Hindu um, snakes were prevalent a lot. You got a few in ancient Egypt. You got some in the Mayas. They're very prevalent in ancient civilizations, and I think I may have figured out why. Okay, so I had to write a little note, so y'all might hear me turning the pages. We blunt, we very open, raw, and cut straight to the point, and I don't edit because if I was live, I wouldn't be able to edit. You feel me? So here we go. Now, the snake to me was always seen prevalent in ancient times because the snake, everybody says that the snake represents, the snake coiled up at the bottom of your spine, and when your kundalini energy begins to rise, that begins to be, first of all, there's two snakes there. They begin to rise and, the energy kind of coils up your spine and activate each chakra until it reaches the crown. But I think we may have been missing something because maybe this snake represents the third eye. And I'm going to kind of give you a lesson on how we see things and how snakes see things. Okay. So, literally, when you sit and meditate, I know I am not the only one who meditates here that listens to me. Do you guys notice that when you meditate, you could see different colors depending on what your mind at the time is thinking about? So you can see colors of red, you can see colors of blue, colors of yellow, ultraviolet, or green. This happens to me in meditation. So we are literally seeing through our third eye the way that snakes see on the regular, right? So snakes have a split shaped, and if you notice, cats do too. Cats do as well, which is very amazing because I always wondered why. So I had to go figure out, like, okay, why did I get this message? Okay. So they also have the ability to adjust their eyes to how much light their eyes receive. So that's why, with my cat, she's in hunt mode. Her eyes zoom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really see any color. They get big and they get black. That is so she can let more lights inside of her eyes. So when she plays with things, they're hunters. So what they do is they fix their eyes on their prey, so they are allowed to see more of a circumference of maybe the prey. And they're also basically just letting more light into their eyes. And then when the slit kind of gets smaller, that's because they're closing them and letting, some of the light out is too much. Maybe it might be too bright. So snakes, in a sense, are colorblind, right? So they can see colors that we can't. We can see colors that they can't. For example, humans have 3 cones / color detecting cells, right? And they are centered at red, green, and blue. Okay. So this allows us in the 3D to see things that snakes and cats may not be able to see, because we have a different color spectrum of light that hits our eyes that we aren't able to see, and things that we are able to see. So that's why we're able to see multiple colors. You know what I mean? That makes up the 3D physical realm, which completely makes sense. But then when you get to a point where you're meditating or you're in a calm state and your third eye becomes active, you begin to use a different color spectrum, if this makes sense, right? So snakes have 3 cones as well / color detecting cells, but only 2 of the 3 are 2 of the 3 are invisible. Like, they're invisible to a wavelength region. So basically, they can't see out of those 2, but they are there if need be, right? Now, they are missing a cone for the red. So remember I told you we see in red, green, and blue. Okay. They're missing a cone for the red. The third cone is an ultraviolet region. So no, they can't see in color like humans see, right? But they can see details that we can't, as far as like spirits, plants, and animals. It's predominantly used to hunt, right? But ultraviolet is invisible to our eyesight, but not theirs. Now, if you get what I'm getting at, anybody that has ever activated their third eye, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You are literally seeing things the way snakes see things. When you are looking out of your third eye is not centered around red, green, and blue. See, your third eye is able to pick up colors, but in a different sense. So I want y'all to do a little bit of homework. Like, I want y'all to research how snakes see. Okay. This is why most snakes are nocturnal and they hunt at night. We can't go out and hunt at night. Well, our asses is going to be hunted. We're not nocturnal beings. We can't see at night. But your third eye can. Think about this. Anybody that has ever meditated, and like I said, and actually opened their third eye, you can see ultraviolet. Like, that's the thing that allows you to see in the spirit. That's what they are calling it. So when you see these deities with these snakes that are coiled up around their neck and sitting on the top of their crown, they are literally giving you the key, bro. They're literally showing you the animal that is the closest thing in the physical to being your third eye. Study snakes. Study how they see. Study their eyesight. Study what they can and can't see. See, they can pick up on things that we can't. That's why a snake has the ability to sneak up on you and you not even know it's there. So y'all know I only speak from experience. So when I meditate, you know what I mean? Sometimes I can see what is kind of like a spiral, right? Right here, all the time. It always happens. And most of the time it's ultraviolet in color. So if you close your eyes, right, and your third eye is actually open, you can still see what's in the room with you just through a different lens, if that makes sense. So it's not going to be the same colors as you're seeing when you use these two eyes. See, they can only pick up a certain spectrum of lights. We have three eyes, two right here and one here. But you got to close these two in order to see out of this one. So all my good people, if you have not activated your third eye, like you haven't successfully sat down, meditated, change your diet, change your attitude, change things to, first of all, align your chakras to allow your third eye to even become active. Because most of the time it's decalcified by the things that we eat, and the things that we think, and the things that we do, the behaviors and the thoughts and things that we have. So first you're going to have to completely do a 360 in order to activate this eye that's there. And see, most people, like, when it begins to open, they begin to feel a tingle up in here. And sometimes you may get a headache because you haven't used it in eons. Okay? They make sure that we don't use it by putting things in our food and our water and hell, even the clothes that you have on. So I want you to really think about what a lot of these deities look like. Do your homework. Like, I want y'all comments on this. Like, this is one of these videos that I really want y'all to interact with. I want y'all to go do y'all research. I want y'all to do your homework so y'all can understand the episode named Snake Eyes. See, they hide shit in our faces all the time. And this message came to me in meditation. You're not going to tell me that spirits or downloads or God and all these other things aren't real, because there was no way that if I was not in meditation using this eye, I would have received that information. Because when it hit me in meditation, I was like, holy shit, that's the whole purpose of the snake. And all these deities having these snakes around them, and the Nagas, and these ancient deities being half snake and half human. It is a metaphorical sense. Like, we are metaphorically speaking. Not gonna say that none of these entities ever existed, but they are showing you. You are a multi-dimensional being, bro. You literally have superpowers. But a lot of us don't sit long enough to actually activate them and to understand. No, you're not going to get up and start flying like Superman. No. Your spiritual side, your spirit side, your soul side, that's where your gifts lie. See, some people are clairaudient, clairvoyant, claircognizant, you know? But you can only activate these things or make them stronger by doing the work. So please take into what I'm saying. We can see certain colors with these eyes, but we can see in the spirit realm with these eyes. With this eye, sorry. These are for the physical. This is for the spirit. Physical, spirit. Physical, spirit. And y'all know why I repeat things, because you have to hear things more than one time. Repetition. Repetition. Let this shit sink in. You are equipped with a snake eye. You are a walking snake, my nigga. You feel me? Think about this. Things are different in the spiritual realm than they are in the physical. I need you to tap in. Let some of this physical shit go so y'all can understand, like, the complexity of the being that you are, man. This is why they work so hard to try to keep us knowing our true selves, dude. These deities, these statues, these ancient beings, they were trying to tell us But the only way you're going to find this information is if you do work. So here we are. Us that's doing the work, we're getting these messages. They are allowing us to access information that our ancestors didn't access because they were unable to do the work at the time because of the way those people, those beings had things set up. Their purpose was to break them spiritually. And I don't think people understand that our ancestors went through a breaking of spirit, the crucifixion of Christ. Okay? This was not a literal thing that they broke our spirits. And only then were they able to break our minds. It's time to take our power back, bro. You are a divine motherfucking being. And we all have the ability to access these gifts that I'm telling you about. Meditate. Fast for a little bit. Let the meat go. Not saying that going vegan or being vegetarian is the end all be all. But it's a start. It gives your body time to do and be and operate the way that it's supposed to operate. It's time to vibrate high. It's time to let all that bullshit go. Y'all already know we're in the age of Aquarius, where they say the truth is a little bit scarier than a lie. But some things have to happen in order for order to be brought. And sometimes order can only be brought through chaos. So everybody that's vibrating on a different frequency, we know what's going on. That's why we stand the fuck out of it. I told y'all there was going to be a time where these entities were going to fight. They were going to do things to make it seem like, oh shit, words coming to, oh, they taking our rights. They doing whoop de whoop de whoop. Do your research. Think about how our ancestors lived. You know what I mean? Think about the things that they were thriving in for society. Civilization. I need y'all to go look up these words, okay? Do your homework on this one. And y'all know this may be the longest episode that I've made because I want y'all to sit with the information I'm telling you, okay? You are a walking snake, my nigga. Metaphorically speaking. Go research how snakes look, how they see through their eyes, what they see, and how they're able to pick up on. You, like, if anybody has ever had a cat, sometimes my cat, she sees shit that I can't. That's because she's seeing at a different spectrum of light. Okay. Sometimes she can't see the shit that I can see. And I can't see the shit she can see because she's seeing directly in the spirit. Watch out, animals. Pay attention to. For real. This one was deep. It hit home. And I really want to take my time and be clear-headed and come talk to me. You could tell I'm in a whole different frequency right now than when I first started these podcasts. Man, it's so refreshing to know that we are a lot more than they tell us. I love y'all. Peace, power, and prosperity, everybody out there. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay hydrated. Please make sure you meditate. Drink your water. Stay prayed up. Stay protected. And y'all know the rest is fuck them people. Peace.